So welcome back to Hot Take Central.
Welcome, Nolan.
What's going on?
Nolan Murphy, everyone. Senior at Bellarmine. Connoisseur of many things.
Just everything in
Just
general.
everything.
Yeah. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you. So, you brought a take.
I need some inspiration from you guys, I think.
Okay.
I'd like to hear some of your takes. Just a little parlay, bounce back and forth.
What topic?
Let's talk about basketball.
A little basketball.
Speaking of the play-in tournaments going on.
The first year without LeBron, this is the fourth time LeBron hasn't made the playoffs, right?
In his career, right?
Yeah, I think so. And he's been he was the youngest player to average 30 points a game, and now he's the oldest player to average 30 points a game, right?
It's wild.
Yeah.
So,
he gets a lot of hate.
take number one.
Take one.
Do we think LeBron is number one all time?
Yes.
I don't think I'm qualified enough with basketball to say yes or no, but I don't know.
I was listening to some podcast or ESPN someone this morning, and he was saying players nowadays would destroy players in the 90s just because of the size and physicality of the game now.
That is a common argument. Yeah.
But it's a relative basis because if you put Michael Jordan in today's NBA, it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
You don't know,
Yeah.
with his work ethic, he would be so much bigger than all the other guys, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. It just wasn't really the game, I guess.
It was different.
Yeah, there wasn't a Zion Williamson, someone that.
Exactly.
You're right. It just wasn't part of the game. I think MJ will be the best, and there's a reason LeBron wears 23 because MJ, he was kind of if you're the first one to do it, everyone to follow you. While some of you might be better, they still weren't the first. Does that make sense? If you're the one who broke all the rules, then people who follow after you might break the rules better than you did, but you're the first one who actually broke them, which I think that's kind of the big deal.
It's a good point.
I also think no matter what, Michael Jordan's legacy is always going to be bigger than anyone. Period.
Just the Jordan brand in general.
Yeah, just everything with that.
I'll give you that, but if we're talking just straight up who's the better basketball player, I think it's LeBron. Just from what he adds to a team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, what I would say was LeBron's the most complete, well-rounded player ever.
Yeah.
But MJ's the greatest player. Because nobody has seen the success that MJ has seen in the playoffs with that level of competition that he's had.
Yeah.
LeBron has carried his team to the playoffs, to the finals, won the finals, dragging a team behind him. But he hasn't won it 6 times. He hasn't three-peated twice.
It may be that MJ is the greatest pure basketball player ever, but LeBron's the greatest basketball athlete ever, if that makes sense.
I don't think that's
I don't know if that's
a ridiculous argument to make. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Say it again?
It's MJ is the best pure basketball player, when you're talking just straight up hoop and ball. But then with all the technical and or not technical, physical maneuvers that you have to make on a court. That's LeBron.
So
I don't think that's really a take.
No, I think that's general knowledge,
Yeah. But I think if we want to just stop there, I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
I think you could go either way.
Exactly, yeah.
I really wouldn't be mad if someone said MJ's the GOAT or LeBron's the GOAT.
I think you could say maybe because of LeBron's such analytical kind of way of playing, he might be more he might cope into other offenses better than other offenses. He's more flexible. Whereas I feel like MJ has got one way to play, but when he plays that one way in that one offense, he's He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't touch him. All right.
I've heard some rumors, or not necessarily rumors, but just some thoughts that have been let out into the world of Anthony Davis for Klay Thompson, among other things in that trade. Are you a Warriors fan, Nolan?
I'm not. I'm a Suns fan.
Huh.
What do you believe that would shake up the?
Yeah.
The
Oh
West?
yeah, it's a terrible trade though.
For the Warriors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting a guy who's injury prone, lacks a work ethic, and doesn't love the team like Klay does.
Yeah.
And Klay gives you all of those things that Anthony Davis isn't. Plus, he's healthy right now.
Is Klay Thompson is injury prone too, though. Is he?
No, he's not injury prone.
He's been broken for the last 3 years.
Yeah, that's a freak accident basically.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Tore his ACL.
First was ACL, second was Achilles.
Yeah.
In like right before he came back for last season, he was like warming up and just like playing, and it just happened. Like
yeah.
Whereas like in the finals, it was kind of a provoked, like it was game 6 or something like that.
I think it was like late game. Something happened. He fell.
Yeah, he dove for a ball or something. Yeah, that's much more reasonable than I was practicing and I tore my Achilles.
Yeah. But he's not an injury-prone guy, I would say, necessarily. Like, throughout his career, he's been pretty consistent, and plus, he doesn't move too much on the court.
Yeah, if anyone's injury-prone, it's Steph Curry, right?
Steph Curry. Anthony Davis is really injury-prone as of late.
I think that's partially just kind of comes with his position, though. He's a 7-footer.
Yeah.
But like, why does KD doesn't...
No, KD's injury-prone.
Now he is, yeah.
Well, I think if you're an NBA player, like, I don't know, like, he has a responsibility to keep care of his body. And
KD wasn't injury prone before the Achilles, though.
That's true. It could be a recurring injury, but you see all these dominant centers.
Yeah.
Like you can see Shaq was, he wasn't too injury prone, but I mean, I'd have to look it up, but I'm not too knowledgeable about like Shaq particularly, but he's not like one of those guys where it's like, oh, Shaq's missing another game. Like, he's out there. He's a presence on the floor. And that's kind of what Anthony Davis needs to be. He needs to stop. Yeah. Honestly, he needs to stop being like a crybaby about this whole thing, I think. He went to LA just thinking that anything would or he'd just be the greatest, right? And he comes into a system with Russell Westbrook, LeBron, two guys who are very ball dominant. And he can't fit in that system, I feel like. He has to be the secondary or primary guy on that team.
Yeah. He's being pushed to the back partially because of his injury.
Yeah.
Do you think if he was on the Warriors, like say they traded him for Klay Thompson, do you think he could play that role and be good?
Oh no, he can. I don't think so. Nobody plays that role like Klay.
You think? What is he?
I don't think he can lead a team anymore.
Yeah.
I think he's past that.
It's like,
and even when he at the Pelicans' peak they had Boogie too, and Boogie was balling out.
Wait, so he played for the Pelicans before?
Yeah, then he got traded to the Lakers.
Okay. How old is he?
29.
Yeah, relatively mid-age, I'd say, for NBA career. But I don't know, when you look at him at the Pelicans' peak success in the playoffs, which I think is probably before Boogie got there.
Really?
Yeah, they were getting swept every single year. Basically, they would get to the playoffs. People would be like, "Oh, maybe this is their year. They get past the first round. They're gone." It's kind of like the Clippers' downfall, I'd say.
Yeah.
Very similar things. So he's 29, yeah. So he's not young, but he's not old, I'd say. Still got a lot of career ahead of him. And there's no doubt that he is a great player, I just don't think he fits in the Warriors scheme. Klay Thompson is perfect for that Steph Curry auxiliary role, where he doesn't need the ball. He gets the ball and he puts it in the hoop, though. When he's there, he gets to his spots and he's consistent with that. And Anthony Davis is not that kind of guy.
Yeah, I can't remember who the Warriors were playing, but I was watching them, and the Warriors were up by maybe 14-15, and then the other team, it might have been the Pistons, started coming back, and then the Warriors were fine, we're done.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the Pistons, but that's okay. And I think 20 points unanswered or something stupid like that. I don't understand. Yeah. If you can store 20 points unanswered, granted, the team wasn't very memorable, right? Because, can't. But, 20 points unanswered, I don't understand why you'd mess that up right now in the season.
Exactly. And you're looking at a guy like Klay who shoots career-wise 45% from the field.
Yeah.
That is nothing to play around with, and especially shooting about 35% from the three. That's another factor you got to take into account, which Anthony Davis cannot do that. He cannot put that much volume into his, just bag right now,
Yeah. And most of the trades, or the potential trades I've heard on Twitter and whatnot would be Klay and Wiseman for Davis, which would I think Wiseman has much more potential than Davis right now.
I'd say he's a more versatile player, and I don't know if he's not necessarily as good as Davis was at his age, but
yeah,
he definitely has he's more well-rounded. He can handle the ball somewhat. He can shoot the three if he needs to, and Davis can shoot the three. It's just more that guy is a menace down low. Plus, James Wiseman's a little taller than him, too. So I think if you have that young core, especially with right now they got Poole, Clay, Steph, and Wiseman, and Kuminga, too. So those guys are, like, pretty solid young core, at least Poole, Kuminga, and Wiseman, that they can, like, build off of. And plus, it doesn't hurt having Steph Curry as someone who can help you with shooting.
Exactly.
The game I watched was Warriors-Kings, where they won 109-90. So they won by 19.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, granted they're the Kings, they're 29-52, which is basically the opposite of the Warriors right now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I at one point they still had their seconds, like they had the small team in, and it was still, they were just dominating.
Yeah, they don't need to run a big team is also the thing. Like, they've won championships running small ball.
Did you happen to see the Timberwolves celebration against the
Pat
Clippers?
Bev's?
Yeah.
I saw him crack open a beer, I think.
What did you think about that? Was that a little over the top?
I love Pat Bev. That guy's an entertainer.
So for context, for our listeners at home, and maybe in the studio as well, the Clippers played the Timberwolves in the play-in tournament on, was it Tuesday night? Or
I think either last night or Tuesday.
Yeah. And the Timberwolves upset the Clippers, and they celebrated kind of like they won the finals, especially Pat Bev. And they were getting a lot of hate for it.
I mean, but you look at Pat Bev's perspective, he gets traded from the Clippers, which is a team he's dedicated basically his whole career to. Like, he loved that team, and they, kind of trade him away.
Than anyone.
Exactly. And now he's on Minnesota. He's got Anthony Edwards. Love that guy. He's a great player. And he actually wins, because the Clippers, just a tragic franchise in general when it comes to the playoffs. And so I think it's kind of something that's been building up for him for a long time. The Cancun tweets have been, I think, getting to him a little bit. He's a hothead too, kind of impulsive. But I think overall, I wouldn't be necessarily. I'm not mad that he did that.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I used to not like Pat Bev, just because he's easy to not like.
Yeah.
But then you can also just look at it you just appreciate what he does. Yeah, kind of sucks when he gets all mad.
Yeah.
Sure, and does something not cool, but also he's playing harder than anyone on the court every single game.
Exactly.
So
that game he had 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and 7 points. So 11 rebounds, that's big. I'm not
For
sure
a
how
point
many
guard.
of those. Yeah,
point guard. Yeah,
I'm not sure how many of those were offensive rebounds, but some of them had to be, right?
Yeah.
So
his
that's
defensive
important.
contributions as well are huge.
He's a guy you can build your team around, definitely, or not build your team around, but he's a great piece for any squad, I think. Yeah, he's like a shorter Dennis Rodman, honestly. I feel like.
Brings that aggressiveness.
Yeah, speaking of the Timberwolves, though, what do you guys think of the fan trying to glue herself to the court?
I don't even know what to think about that.
What happened?
Basically what happened was, I think during the Timberwolves game, a fan ran onto the court and started trying to glue herself to the court with I don't know, probably super glue or Gorilla Glue, something like that. And there's still a handprint from where she glued her hand down.
She just put super glue on it.
Fan?
Started
Yeah.
It says fan tries to glue herself to floor at Clippers and Timberwolves game in apparent animal rights protest.
Wow.
Oh.
Because if her hand's on the floor, the dogs will not be killed.
What dogs?
Yeah, what?
I was just making that up.
Yeah.
Oh.
But what does that even have to do with animal rights?
It's probably something about the Timberwolves.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She wants them to change their name.
Who knows?
Yeah.
How do you guys... trying to make a statement about the Timberwolves owner's chicken farm that recently killed a large number of chickens due to a bird flu outbreak.
Okay, bird flu is something you can't really...
What? Yeah. What was the better outcome
Just
she wanted?
let the bird flu happen, guys. Come on.
They're all gonna die either way.
Nolan, do you watch any MLB?
Occasionally. I keep up with it.
Here, I got one more thing for you guys before we switch up.
Okay.
What do you think about the Miles Bridges tossing the mouth guard at the girl.
Oh, well, no,
It was an accident.
Yeah,
right?
he apologized, and he said, someone give me that girl's phone number. That's unacceptable. So he obviously didn't mean to do it.
Maybe he's trying to get her phone number.
That would be quite.
I don't think
Yeah.
he would have to do that just to get her phone number. I think it's just, you're angry or you're heated.
He's supposed to be the probable outcome is he's going to be fined $25,000.
That's not too bad,
Though
though.
Curry was fined $50,000 when he threw a mouthpiece at an official. This is probably not as bad. 25 is probably the correct.
Yeah, 25 is nothing to him, too.
Yeah.
That's like 25
He
cents.
could sell a pair of game-worn shoes and get them back. All right, you can move to baseball now. My bad.
I wanted to start with something. Did you guys see that yesterday, or 2 days ago now, Kershaw had a perfect game, and Dave Roberts pulled it in the 7th inning?
I don't know why you do that.
So Kershaw tweeted about it after the game and was like, saying like, "Oh, like blame the shortened preseason," and like said a few other things. But at the same time, it's like there's no way that I would believe that Kershaw wanted to come out of the game. Like, there's no way.
I think it's the difference between liking the call and respecting the call.
Yeah,
Or the decision.
but still, I think is a bad call by Dave Roberts. Let him go the 2 more innings, at least until he gets a hit.
We don't know if he was showing, say, signs of say, I don't know, what was his injury? Elbow or shoulder or something?
It was 2 years ago.
No, last year.
No, it was more minor last year.
Well, he's still coming back from that.
Yeah, that's still an injury.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah, okay. But I think he had his big injury was 2-3 years ago now, and he had a really good offseason last offseason, and he said he was like the best shape of his life. He had a pretty good year last year until the injury, and then I don't know. It just didn't make. I don't know. It didn't seem like I don't think he's that injury prone. That you need to
I don't know. I think
it just made me angry. And then,
Are you a Dodgers fan?
Yeah, I'm from LA, so.
Yeah, I know. Kind of. That's why we make him sit over there.
Yeah.
I also, building on that about Dave Roberts, I think he should have been fired. Should have been fired last year, at least.
Yeah, he's not a good manager, but he was given the greatest team of all time.
Best route,
probably.
yeah. Uh-huh.
And to not even win a World Series last year is
it's
pretty
No, the
sad.
Braves are better, though. I love that Braves team. They're so fun to watch.
I love it too, but on paper, that is the greatest team of all time.
But the thing is stats. But stats don't lie. If you're trying to win an award, or if you're trying to win a championship, I think team spirit, and that's what those Braves had.
I think it's also they had America.
Yeah, so
I agree.
They had America. Yeah.
I agree, but it's still inexcusable.
Yeah, I'm with Liam.
You need to win. That is.
Oh yeah, they definitely needed to win. They they couldn't do it.
I think that's
Yeah, I know.
Dave Roberts'
It's just-
fault. He
Yeah.
didn't bring
Exactly.
that. He didn't bring that mentality.
You
Yeah.
want to tell your dad to call in if he has a different...
Yeah, no, he's going to say the same thing. He has something else to say about a few other things. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll tell him. But I still think, there's just, it's just inexcusable. You have to win. And if the other thing is, I think if the
Boog's
Dodgers
coming out of
wanted,
retirement.
I think if the Dodgers wanted, they could go out and get, almost any manager, I don't know. They could do a lot better than Dave
Yeah.
Roberts. They have so much money and such a good roster,
Won one chip in a Mickey Mouse year.
you're playing it's like you're just given the controller to franchise mode on easy mode with cap space turned off.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want if you're this manager. It's just what are you doing?
We really greatest. I mean, I think the best manager right now in the league is probably David Ross for team mentality and just identity at the moment. He's kind of granted he played a lot of time in Chicago, but I think right now Chicago wasn't supposed to be very good this year, and I think they're.
Well, we can't base...
who's
we
the
can't,
Rays manager?
3-3.
Kevin Cash.
Kevin Cash.
Cash is in
Or
this.
Kapler.
Yeah,
I like Kapler. Kapler's a stand-up guy.
Manager, too.
Yeah.
He's the type of guy you let your daughter date. He's a nice guy.
Handsome guy.
I'd say so.
Yeah, he is. He's a good-looking guy.
He's probably got some UFOs. Right?
I can't believe he traded Chris Bryant, though.
Wait, do you mean traded for him?
No.
Or let
Chris
him walk?
Bryant.
Yeah,
I guess trade him away. Not trade him away, but just let him walk.
I'm totally fine with that.
I love Chris Bryant.
I think it was...
Mr. Crockett, do you have something to tell us?
Let's just give it a tour.
I'm sorry. I was curious.
I think that he... I don't know. I don't think they need him. I don't think it would be worth it to pay him as much as he got from the Rockies.
Yeah, what did he get? 7 for 180?
A lot. There's a lot of money.
He got a boatload.
So I would never give him that much.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even give him 5 for 120.
What would you give him?
I would give him 5 for 100.
How much
That's
money?
reasonable considering how he's played in the past couple years.
Right,
he's won a World Series, yeah.
I think they offered him
one of the
He had
best.
a good year last year, right?
He was pretty good, yeah.
He was like
He was all right.
he had like a 120 something.
He was a good
WRC
5 hole.
plus.
He was a good.
Yeah.
He was a, as you said, he's a good piece. But
Yeah,
the way he needs
he was
other
also
people
like
to play
really
well for
bad
him to play
defensively
well.
though last year.
He was...
And that's something the Giants care a lot about,
Yeah.
especially in Oracle. It's like a
Really hard ballpark. to play
yeah,
in.
yeah.
I mean, he is a career 279 hitter, batting average wise,
Yeah.
which, that's not everything, but it is a noticeable stat if you want for a third baseman.
Yeah, and he's a power hitter too.
Yeah.
So he's gonna in his best years, he's gonna give you 45 bombs or something.
Yeah. And especially playing with the Rockies right now.
Yeah.
I think they want him to be their next Arenado, and he's not going to be that.
No.
He's not going to be, but
He's not even gonna-
he's going to be better than people think, just because of Coors Field and how
Yeah.
easy it is to just rake
Oh, yeah.
in that. It's
Yeah,
like
but I
Trevor
don't-
Story. Trevor Story
Dante
will
Bichette.
not be the shortstop that the Red Sox paid him to be,
No.
because if you look, his stats
Yeah.
on the road were terrible.
He hits for Coors.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Dante Bichette, that dude was I don't even know how old he was, still putting up 40 a year.
Yeah.
He could just tap the ball and it'd go 400 feet opposite direction.
Speaking of Vladdy Guerrero,
Oh my gosh.
the other night,
480?
hit 1,200 feet of home runs in one night.
1,200. What was
Hat
the
trick.
super long one he had? It was 480
I think it was
something?
480.
Yeah.
Close too.
What is that?
I can't believe how good that guy is.
It's unreal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Have you guys seen... Jude, I sent you this video. What's the guy's name? He's on...
Oh, Stephen Kwan.
Stephen Kwan.
You heard about this guy, Nolan?
I'm gonna look at
not.
his stats right now.
I might have.
Leads
Through
the
the
league.
first-
Oh, here you go.
Through the first 4 games, he got on base 16 times. The first 4 games.
He's,
I heard of this. I saw this
16
guy.
times, yeah. So
Is
he
this
got
the
on
guy who
base-
hasn't swung and missed? And
Yeah.
180
That's
pitches.
crazy.
He had his first strikeout yesterday. His
Really?
first strikeout since
Was it looking?
November of 2021.
Was it looking or swinging?
I don't know.
So if it's looking, that's insane that he still hasn't swung and missed.
It was probably if it was looking, it was probably a ball. Let's be honest,
Yeah.
right? He didn't like it. He just got rung up.
Through 6 games, he's hitting 526.
That's insane.
What is that?
It's like my creative player in MLB The Show.
Literally, that's a joke, dude.
That's insane.
I don't even think my creative player is hitting that well.
Oh no, I'm on rookie, so yeah, definitely.
Let's see.
Just meatballs down the middle. You know, he went to Oregon State.
Yeah.
He was a Beaver. I didn't know that. I think he was drafted in the 3rd round as well, which
I have no idea.
which is not really anything in baseball.
No
Anything
one
other
knew
than the
about
first
this
round.
guy.
Yeah.
I had no idea who this guy was before this season.
He's going to carry the Guardians.
awesome.
It's
The Guardians
I don't think
actually
you
like,
could carry any team in baseball, but
You kind of can.
if he
I don't-
hits 600 batting average the rest of the season.
Yeah.
if he keeps
You
this
basically
up,
have a guaranteed runner on base.
yeah, and if he keeps this up, then he's MVP.
He'll be
He's
the
MVP.
If he
and he's
keeps this up, it'll be the greatest season of all time.
I mean, if he bats over 500, yeah, he's
let's-
definitely MVP. It
let's
doesn't matter
not-
if he hits 0 home
Let's
runs.
not get ahead of ourselves. We're a week in to the season.
Yeah,
You know,
but
he wasn't even on the ballot for Rookie of the Year, and now he's a 1 to 7 Rookie of the Year candidate, and we've played 6 games.
if he wins rookie,
If you want a Rookie of the Year, Joey Bart.
yeah.
That's your Rookie of the Year right there.
Who won Rookie of the Year last year?
Can he win it this
Jonathan
year?
India.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I thought. What are the
And
what's the qualification?
remember the AL.
Like, because Bart played last year, so like
I think it's like a minimum.
It's
or
like 50
maximum
at-bats,
game.
I think.
Yeah.
50 at bats the previous year.
Can Wander win this year or no?
No.
Okay.
He
I
played
don't
too much
think.
last year. He won it last year.
Did he? No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
I don't think he played. Well, he played too many games, but not enough games
You might be right.
to like
he
say he was great enough.
Yeah, I got you. He played enough to enter, like to be eligible, but he didn't play well enough.
Was it
in
the
all
other guy
those
on the
games.
Rays?
Yeah.
It was the other guy on the Rays.
It was Randy. It was Randy.
Randy. Yeah, the right
Rosa,
fielder, huh? Yeah.
Oh, I
He
love
played
Randy.
in the playoffs, but
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
That's weird.
And he
regular
went
season
off.
in 2020. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was the playoffs where he had like 4 home runs.
He's insane in every single or both playoffs he's played in.
Yeah, he's kind of the next gen Derek Jeter, the guy who you just show up, keep him on your bench, and then sub him in the playoffs. And
I mean,
he's the
Jeter.
clutchest guy.
I'm not a big Jeter guy. I don't think he was that
Not
good.
either. I think he's so overrated.
Yeah, I mean, especially I feel like the only reason he's as like highly touted as he is because he was a Yankee.
Yeah.
And because he was on that like historic squad, where you have probably the greatest closer of all time.
Yeah.
Or just the greatest of all time. Like,
Yeah.
Why am I? What am I blanking on his name? The pitcher.
Oh, Rivera?
Yeah, thank you. It's like
Well, Mo.
you're up by any number of runs in the 8th or 9th inning, you're gonna win. Basically, that's kind of what ended up happening.
Yeah.
Quan went 0 for 4 last night.
Oh.
Oof.
So
The night vision he had
Wah, wah,
was wearing
wah.
off.
Yeah, not my Rookie of the Year anymore. Change the subject a little bit. Did you guys hear Rihanna and A$AP Rocky supposedly broke up?
Really?
Yeah. Apparently she caught him cheating.
I thought
The
she was
footwear
pregnant.
I know. She is pregnant.
With,
Wow.
brutal.
is it with his kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, with his kid. Apparently he was cheating with Fenny footwear designer Amina Muwadi.
Isn't that her own company?
I don't think so.
That's brutal.
I think I don't know if it's completely true, but it's rumored.
Let's get Drake on line 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drake's gonna try to
It's
slide
his
in.
time.
Okay.
round two for Drake.
Oh, there's Dad. My dad. Also, Stephen Kwan hit 470 in spring training, and no one said anything about him. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, is this Hot Take Central?
Yes. Welcome.
How you guys doing?
We're good. How are you, Mr. Viacelli?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. It's an honor and a
Yeah.
privilege.
Welcome. You have a take for us?
Yeah, we're
Tell me-
live, right? We're recording.
Yeah,
here?
we
we're
talked
live.
about Roberts before. Talked about Dave Roberts.
Okay.
So, but if you want to bring that up,
You
then
want
you
me to talk about
can.
Dave?
Yeah,
All right,
sure.
I have 2 hot takes for you. You guys you can pick where you want to go. My first one is
Wait, give him the second
Dave
one.
Roberts.
Give him the other one.
I'll get both to you. How about that?
No, give the other one first. Other one
No,
first.
I like both. Let's hear both.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. McGriddle's hot here, right? So I'm
Yeah.
ready to throw some
Yeah,
pancakes down.
let's go.
We got to keep the
Let's hear it.
creative juices flowing.
All right. So the two takes I have are, first, manning the shift in Major League Baseball is un-American and it's anti-baseball. And then the second is if the Dodgers lose, if the Dodgers do not win the World Series this year, Dave Roberts is going to be a short order cook at a restaurant in LA called Myers.
Not even in LA.
If he doesn't,
He's
if we
moving to
don't win
Canada.
if we don't win the World Series this year, Dave Roberts is like the biggest choke of all. Like he's just like the worst.
history.
Like he's horrible. He's never getting a job. I don't think.
And he needs to not call. He needs to not be able to make calls in the playoffs about pitchers or substitutions on pitchers. He needs to leave it to the pitching coach and just stay out of it because he overthinks it.
Yeah,
Something is wrong with his brain processing when he's under pressure.
yeah. Let's talk about the other one. Let's talk about your take on the shift.
Well, I think so. their feet on the dirt and what side of the base, what side of the second base they're on. It's just it's silly. Baseball has always been a game where if you felt like you could take advantage of a situation and was within the rules, and there's this whole notion of telling where players they have to stand doesn't really make any sense to me.
Yeah.
First of all. Second of all, it's not going to make the game any more exciting or less exciting because, statistics show that over time the hitters have adjusted to the shift. The angle at which they're hitting the ball has increased to try to get more lift on it so that they're getting it out of the infield. And it really only affects, less than 1% of the times the ball is in play and the shift is on. So it's a really, to me, it's a silly notion. And hitters should be allowed to adjust to it. It's like saying you're going to ban any hidden ball trick with the first baseman and the pitcher staying off the mound. Or you're going to ban the flea flicker in football. But why? It's part of the game.
Yeah. Jude, what do you...
Are you going to ban the nickel, in football? No. You don't do that. So I don't understand it. I don't think it's gonna help. Now maybe for those baseball watchers who are uninitiated and who are just looking for the maximum number of hits, on base hits, maybe it satisfies those people. But I'm sorry, those aren't your core fans anyway. People who know the game of baseball and who understand it and who love it. Those are the people you should be trying to cater to first, and then expand the fan base from there.
Yeah, Jude, what do you? I want to hear what you think about this, Jude.
I mean, I don't oppose the take. I think what the league is trying to do is they saw a dramatic increase in their audience, especially at a younger age with say Shohei and Vladdy and all these young stars, Tatis. So I think they're kind of trying to cater to that audience, get as much action in the game in a shorter amount of time as possible. So I think they have the right idea here. I think going after the shift is not really where they should be focusing. I think things like pitch clocks are kind of the most important thing. But yeah, I don't see the shift since, how many times a game do we really even see the shift? Like you said,
we looked into the statistics last night, but how many times, what we were talking about is how many times do you see in a game, you see the shift, and then the guy doesn't hit into the shift? Well, that was one of the questions that we were trying to look at statistics and figure it out. And
I don't. It was a very small number.
I don't. Yeah. It's. I think it's pretty rare that you see a guy truly go against the shift and hit it the other way. I don't know. It's not easy.
And I mean, that's why it makes it so cool when a guy does.
Yeah.
Manage to hit against the shift.
Yeah, it does.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, but
Buster Posey's was really good at that.
Yeah, there was.
Whereas, say, I don't know, Cody Bellinger,
Harper
are not.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we looked at the stats on Harper. Harper was almost ineffective at hitting away from the shift.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But he put a ball in play. But who was the other one, Leon? That we looked at? Was it Gallo?
Joey Votto. Joey Votto.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he was, a 1/10% better. But it was still a very small difference, which, to me it goes to the whole notion of this is a battle between the pitcher and the hitter. And if the shift is on and the pitcher's going to throw inside to try to force you to pull it, that batter has to adjust and get away from the plate or has to swing earlier and try to push it outside. There's all kinds of things that, that's the beauty of the game.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So I could live with a pitch clock because frankly, I'm a lot older than you guys. When it's 10:30 and it's the ninth inning and I'm falling asleep, it's let's go. Let's
totally
finish the game.
Yeah, I was watching a thing from it was a clip of Japanese baseball. I was watching a clip of Japanese baseball, and in between pitches, they took about 5 seconds. The catcher would throw the ball back to the pitcher. Pitcher would turn around, step on the rubber, and then throw the pitch again. It was, I think the clip was 30 seconds, and he threw maybe 6 pitches.
I don't know,
which is like, I don't know what the problem with that is.
Yeah, I don't know if we'd ever get to a point where, like a pitch clock or even pitchers pitching faster just over time. I don't think we'd ever get to a point where we're like that. But what I do think is that pitchers should be doing that more often. Like,
well, I mean,
quick pitching guys, but quick pitching, like you said, like 3 seconds in between each pitch, like that should be something that people are doing.
They tested it in the minors, and it was like 30 minutes less.
Really?
Yeah.
A pitch clock?
Yeah, like that took off 30 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30 minutes of guys just standing around doing nothing is
yeah.
I don't need to see that.
Exactly. I'd like to talk about unwritten rules. If everyone's game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Recently, Padres Giants, Mauricio Dubon up 11-1, or no, 9-1 at this point.
Yeah, they
bunted.
Did you see this, Dad?
Bunted for a single, and the Padres were not happy about it whatsoever.
Neither was Kapler.
No.
Kepler,
that's not true.
Kepler later said he was all for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I saw a clip where it looked like he was mad at him, but maybe not.
He was angry because the Padres third base coach started like yelling at the Giants dugout. And what inning was it at the time?
This was the 6th, I think.
All right, can we be honest? I don't think the Padres are in our position to talk about breaking unwritten rules after what Tatis did 4 years ago.
That's what everyone said.
Or 2 years ago.
That's what everyone said. Tatis, that's all he did. I'm not going to...
Frankly, I really don't care if you break an unwritten rule. The argument I keep hearing is why should one team just stop trying if the other team is still trying to catch up? It makes no sense.
Yeah, well, you just let them catch up?
And I get a bunt is different than just swinging. But why not use, Kapler said, why not use every tool at the batter's disposal to try to win?
Yeah.
It's just dumb.
What else was he saying? He was saying that they want to go up and win every single at bat.
Yeah.
And whether they're pitching or hitting. And I totally agree with that. I think to not go up trying to win, what are you doing?
What about swinging 3-0 with the big lead? How do you feel about that?
Totally fine.
Yeah.
I think it's completely fine.
What do you think, Mr. Viacelli?
I agree with you guys. Look, first of all, this is professional Major League Baseball, and these players are paid an enormous amount of money to win.
Yeah.
And that goes both ways. We saw, what was it, 2 years ago in the World Series, in the playoffs? That was the World Series. The Dodgers were down, came back, 6 or 7 runs. You never should count out the ability of any one of these teams to put lots of runs on board. So if you're late in the game and you're up by 7 and you see the opportunity to go up by 8, by 9, by 10, I think you take it.
Yeah,
and I think that goes both ways. Because you're right, dude. I don't think the other team is ever gonna say, "Well, we're down by 8, and we're just gonna pack it up and put our B team out
exactly.
there."
Yeah.
Not.
The other thing that,
right?
him complaining about it, it's like, what are you just gonna give up?
It's so dumb.
And you also have a full 3 innings left to make back 7 runs. That's not that crazy.
Yeah, because the Giants got all those runs in 2 innings.
Yeah,
So
it's not that crazy.
Why can't you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was...
So it's... I don't know. It's kind of... I think if anything, the whole situation unfolds with the Padres, everyone looking at the Padres like they're idiots. It's just disappointing to see them do that, I think.
Yeah, I was looking at the Mariners. The Mariners were playing the Twins, and they were down by 4 or something in the 8th, and the Twins' win percentage was 70%. And then an inning later, the Mariners were gonna the Mariners won. The game of baseball, especially, changes so fast. this is like you have to be on a roll, and as soon as you start going, like you can't turn it. It's really hard to turn it around, and so I think you got to keep your foot on the gas at all times. Otherwise, the other team's going to catch up real quick. Just with how professional these guys are, and I think that's fair.
Well, we gotta head out because we're pretty much over. But thanks for calling in, Dad.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
It's a fun discussion.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you for listening to Hot Take Central.